Hi.
I'm Mike.
I'm Julia.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a senior at Ball State University. I'm in the Hospitality and Food Management program. I'm graduating here within the next couple of weeks, so I'm on my job search right now.
Okay.
I've been in the hospitality and food industry for the past 5 years. I've been serving at various jobs, and I worked as a marketing intern at Indie Hostel last summer.
Okay. What past experiences or what past work experiences per se have you done to make yourself think that you would be a good flight attendant?
Well, I love to be around people, and that's, the whole aspect behind the hospitality industry. You have to be a people person. So I think that will definitely help me in my goals to be a flight attendant. And also, I think just being a server, it's essentially a similar deal with being a flight attendant as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is it that makes you want to be a flight attendant?
Well, I really like how flight attendants have differing schedules. I don't like my everyday to be the exact same thing. I don't want to wake up and have an 8 to 4. I also am okay with relocating and, just seeing the world. I think
that's the main part of it.
Yeah.
What is it? How are you dealing with conflict? Say we have a dispute between two passengers over which passenger had which seat. How would you deal with that?
Well, I would first approach the situation and in a very calm manner, and try to calm down the situation and see if the two passengers could reach a friendly agreement. But I would also do this in an authoritative way.
What do you mean by authoritative?
Well, I would just make sure that they know that I am a figure of authority, that I should be taken seriously, and that inappropriate behavior is not allowed on the airline.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
In 5 years from now, I hope to be in a stable career. I want to establish seniority, and I know for a fact I want to be within the tourism and travel industry. So,
can you tell me some of your biggest accomplishments, maybe some milestones that you've reached?
Okay. Well, I think one of my biggest accomplishments is that I took 21 credit hours in one semester and 12 credit hours the next semester, which was summer, and I got the Dean's List both times, and that was a big milestone for me. But I think most of my accomplishments are to come. I think that they are to be continued.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think your biggest weakness is?
I would say that my biggest weakness, honestly, is that I have not learned different languages. I think within the industry that I want to be in, I would have way more of a competitive edge if I would have taken advantage of the resources that were provided to me in my education. So that's something that I definitely am going to be striving towards, is to become bilingual, hopefully.
Okay, and we can do that for you.
Yeah.
Say you see a coworker removing an item from a passenger's bag without consent. Would you deal with that problem on your own, or would you go to management first?
I would absolutely go to management first. I think that there is no way that it would be appropriate for me to even approach the flight attendant first, because that is completely out of my control, and I should not enter that situation other than pass off the situation to somebody that can handle it appropriately, like a manager.
Okay. And just to wrap things up, just kind of my last question here, can you tell me a time when you've maybe coached someone into being better at their job, or just a better employee?
Yes. So at my current job right now at the grill, I have the responsibility of training new employees, just how to serve and do the basic responsibilities on the job. So one of our new employees, such a sweet girl, but she was very insecure at first, didn't know any liquors, wines, beers, and I really worked hard to try to help her learn them because I just knew that she was learning slower than other trainees, and she noticed that, and I could tell it was making her more insecure. So we kind of made a game out of it, and we hung out after work, and turns out that now she's a bartender, and she's really stepped up in the company. And
That's awesome.
I'm not saying it's all me, but I definitely think I have a little part in it.
All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up my part. Do you have any other questions for me?
I do. So do you guys have any like medical evaluations that you do for your new hires?
Yes, we have regular drug screenings. We also have an inner ear and sinus test, just because you're up in the air in a pressured cabin. We also will have a mental evaluation, and then other than that, you should check out.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, thank you very much.
I'll call you in a couple days.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.